So, hold up. It is the end of week 8 in the artist way. I'm not gonna lie, my book, I'm still reading it, but it's a little just had it for a long time. It needs some love. The other half is over there. But anyways, it is artist check-in time. Right. This week, I would say overall has felt mixy. And I don't know. That's all I can say about it, is it felt mixy. You know, I had some really good moments and I had some moments that didn't feel so good. But honestly, overall, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. So, check-in time, right? How many days this week did you do your morning pages? Have you been very tempted to abandon them? And how was the experience for you? So, I did do them every day. Technically, I started writing them every single day. It is very, very funny that is the second question. Have you been tempted to abandon them? There was this one day this week where I was like, I don't feel like writing my pages today, so I'm not gonna. So I ended up going on about my day, and I didn't get that far into the day before I sat down to just start writing. Like, it was just so much going on. Like, I just had to sit down and write about it. So I did end up doing my pages that day. And yeah. So yeah, that was that. I did do my pages every day. If I'm being honest, the whole 3 full pages, nah. I did not do 3 full pages every single day. So yeah, that happened. How was the experience? Honestly, if I'm being honest, this week with the pages just felt like a lot of work. Like, and it's not that I can't find the time. I have the time. It's kind of like the book says, I just felt like not really doing them. And yeah. But I'm still doing them. And I am doing my best to get back on track with making sure that I do them every day and writing as many pages as possible when it comes to the 3 full pages. So the goal is always 3 full pages, 7 out of 7 days. So yeah. Yeah, I think that's all I gotta say about that. 2, did you do your artist date this week? I'm just gonna answer that first question. Yes, I did do my artist date this week. Oh my goodness, yes, I did. So my artist date this week was arts and crafts, and I stayed home and I painted some pictures. And my first picture on the first day was this. This is like some flowers. It kind of looks like stars too. So yeah. But this is my first picture. This is what just kind of, I was just going with the flow, with the vibe. And I saw something and I'm like, oh yeah, I think I want to paint a flower. And I'm usually always painting flowers. There's this one really cool painting that I have. It's actually not here. It's at my sister's house, and my sister's house is all the way in Florida. I'm in New York City, so I don't have that on me, but it's a really cool painting. Actually, I think I showed it in one of my earlier videos, but it's a painting on a what is it? A picture frame, the glass of a picture frame. So I went with my friend to the store, and he bought some picture frames, and we just popped the glass out and we painted on them. And it was such a cool, interesting project that we did. That was my first time doing it. He introduced me to it, and it was really good. So, and I did draw on the thing, but I painted my favorite flower, hibiscus, which I also have tatted on my hand. Yeah. And then the second day, day 2, I was just kind of vibing out. And the day before, when I was doing the flowers, I kind of had the idea. I was like, I want to paint with my hands. I like painting with my hands. Like actually putting the paint on my hands and like, this is something I wanted to do. And then I came with this. I did this. Boom. Because I'm just like, oh, so cute. I want to have something like so cute and aesthetically pleasing. And yeah, this is my left hand. This is my left hand. Yeah, this is my left hand. And then right when I was doing this, I had another idea where I'm like, okay, I'm using body parts to paint. Fuck it, let's do it. And this is the next one that I did. This is my lips. I did put the paint on my lips, and I got this. And then as I was doing this, one of my favorite colors is brown. I didn't really want to put the brown on this. I had this whole other idea, but I wanted to paint with the color brown. And I wanted to do, okay, so the idea was like, I love to wear brown lip liner or brown lipstick and put the gloss and stuff over it. And I'm just like, that's what I want to do a painting of, like my lips and the type of lipstick that I prefer, which is brown. A pretty nice deep brown. And then I was just like, oh, what should the base be, if I'm gonna do the color brown? And I came up with this one. So this is my lips again, brown, and then a black base. And I think it's really, really beautiful. It's really, really beautiful, and I loved it. And so that was like, me just chilling those 2 days and just vibing out. And I had a really good time. It was just so chill, and I'm like very glad that I allowed myself to do that and just kind of let the vibes flow. And I wasn't so critical with the artwork and stuff. Like sometimes when it comes to painting, for some reason I feel like I have to be good at it before I do it. So sometimes I just don't paint because I don't feel like a professional. But I'm glad that I allowed this for myself to just go with the flow and paint this. And I got these great paintings, and I get to hang them up on my wall. That's something I've been wanting to do for a while, is paint some paintings of my own and put them on my wall. So when people come, they can be like, oh, where'd you get that from? Oh, I made it. Yeah. So there's that. And then next question. Have you been allowing workaholicism or other commitments to sabotage this practice? Have I? I would say no. I'm gonna say no on that. I always do my best to get my artist dates done, and that is something that's a part of this experience that I love so much. is the artist dates. So as far as not making time for my artist date, I always do my best to make time for my artist date. Sometimes I do feel like I don't really be having too many ideas when it comes to doing an artist date. So if anything feels like it's stopping me or I feel like stagnant, it's when I feel like I don't have an idea for what my next artist date is gonna be, and I'm doing my best to get creative with it and allow myself to just do what feels fun, what feels, lighthearted, and what feels good. So, yeah. I feel like I was gonna say something else, but I'm not remembering at the moment. So yeah, as far as that, I don't let like anything like work or other commitments get in the way of my artist dates. My artist dates is something I very much enjoy doing, so I always make time for it. I really want to do that with the pages. I really do. I want to feel like I enjoy it so much that I don't want to let anything feel like it's getting in the way of it. I feel like one of my first dilemmas that was like something that felt, what's the word for it, difficult before when it came to the pages was feeling like I was taking too long with the pages and I was taking up so much of my day just sitting there trying to finish the pages, And another thing is I have been waking up way closer to the afternoon for these past 2 weeks, I want to say. I've been waking up around like 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. There was one day where I woke up at like 12 p.m. So, yeah, but, when I wake up at those times, I'm just like, damn, like, feels like so much of the day is already gone. I do my best to remind myself that there are so much more hours of the day that I have left and I can make the most of it. So I'll like go sit outside on my lawn, get some sun and write at the same time. I'll leave my phone and stuff upstairs so I don't like start to get any distractions or whatever. I'm not gonna lie, I have not meditated either. Oh my goodness, and that's something that I really also enjoy doing, is like getting that moment to meditate. I'm learning how to meditate better. Meditation is more so not about controlling the thoughts that go on, but being aware once the thoughts start to flow and you feel that emotional overwhelm, just take a moment and step back from it and observe it. Ground yourself, focus on your breathing, that is like what meditation is for me. Like, I am doing my best to just observe the thoughts and not, allow the thoughts to evoke any kind of emotions in the moment. Just allow myself to sit with them and not judge them, not have a reaction towards them. Just sit there and be still, be still with myself, even if the thoughts feel like there's so much going on. So yeah. Next question was, what did you do? I said what I did already. How did it feel? It felt really good. Yeah, great artist date this week. I think I chose a really good one, and I'm not gonna lie, it is a bit of a surprise how much fun I started to have with it once it started to flow. Like, I thought I was gonna get in my head about it again, and like at first I did. Like the first day when I was painting the picture of the flowers, I was feeling like in my head about it, because I was like, I wanted to do something so good, and I wanted to do something outside of my comfort zone, and I wanted to do something like different, you know. So, but then once I started to like sit here, I'm like, you know, the point of the artist date is to do what feels right to me. And if I like drawing flowers and I like painting flowers, I'm gonna do it. So I let myself do it, and it felt really, really good. And it felt so good that the next day I wanted to paint more pictures, and I did. So, did you experience any synchronicity this week?